In that respect, Jean will be very much like Genki Sudo.
Jean turning to the Capoeira as he starts with Leigh. Good right strikes. Leigh striking himself, both guys striking well. Leigh trying to throw leg kicks, Jean throwing leg kicks. Jean tying Leigh up high. Jean with a good defence, stopping Leigh able to use his left leg for those knee strikes, obviously balancing on his right leg. He's tying up well. Leigh tying Jean's arms up, keeping him tied up well. Both guys against the side of the cage. Jean, the outside man, fighting in the white shorts, keeping Leigh Remedios to the back of the cage at the moment. Leigh bringing his leg up, looking for a hook. Jean tying up high now, Leigh tying up high. Jean with some big punches and a good kick. Both men trading blows. This one is turning out to be really aggressive. Leigh taking Jean now to the back of the cage.
Yes, one of the things people forget about Leigh Remedios at 66k, his lower body strength, especially in those thighs, is enormous, Rob. He's an incredibly strong young man.
That's right, he seems to be controlling Jean against the back of the cage at the moment. Jean's back up against the cage. Leigh Remedios' right arm tied up.
And I found it very interesting there that Leigh was more than happy to trade punches with Jean.
I've spoke to Leigh, and Leigh's been working a lot with Muay Thai lately. I believe he's been working with Kettles.
Yeah, Alan and Kieran Kettle, very famous Muay Thai family, and if he's been working with them, he'll have been well schooled. Having said that, Jean Silva pushing in those knees there. Good little uppercut from Leigh Remedios.
Good punches from Jean. And again, a good jab, a good kick. Leigh seems to be a little smile from Leigh there. A good unorthodox kick from Jean, using that capoeira again. He's tying Leigh Remedios up to the back of the cage right in front of us, Malcolm.
Incredible start to this fight. The crowd already ecstatic with this start. Explosive start as we thought. Some of those capoeira style kicks from Silva just missing, but he's got to be careful because even though they just missed, Remedios was on him like a rash when it did.
Jean with a good takedown there. Leigh on his back, Jean taking half guard position or full guard position. Leigh just got his leg tucked on the inside.
This is so critical, this fight, in both men's careers at this point in time.
Jean seems to be working well. He's trying to work from Leigh's guard. Both men just working their ground game at the moment. Jean looking to take the neck. He's hooking Leigh's leg up tight, keeping Leigh in a nice small tight package. A good strike by Jean.
Yes, he's in the ascendancy at the moment, but as I said, Remedios very strong on the ground, very strong lower body strength.
Leigh still able to keep his knee. He's going to get a heel hook. He's working for the heel hook. Will he be able to get Jean in his heel hook? Jean turning well. He turns out. Excellent work by both men. Leigh looking for the heel hook. Jean with a good turn. This is one of the most anticipated fights, and it's panning out to be everything we wanted. Leigh with a single leg takedown. Jean Silva to his back. Leigh turning well. He's now in the half side man position. Jean brings his legs up, guard position. What a fast fight, Malcolm.
Absolutely, immediately lived up to the hype in this first round. The jockeying for position, the movement, the speed, everything combined. This is a top-class, top-of-the-bill fight.
Everybody in this arena at the moment on the edge of their seats and standing on their feet. Jean Silva doing well. Leigh Remedios holding top position. Jean with some short strikes. Leigh looking for some strikes of his own in retaliation. Jean with the right arm of Leigh tied up. He moves, he changes position, looking for an arm bar. Leigh's elbows through. I don't think Jean's going to get it. Jean's got the elbow in. Is he going to work for the arm bar? Leigh does an excellent turn and spins himself out.
Crowd going crazy, Rob. Crowd going crazy.
Both these guys, tit for tat. Leigh with the forearm. Jean looking to trap that arm into a key lock. He's moving well. Leigh looking to strike. He can't quite get a clean shot onto Jean's head. He's using his legs to work for Jean's back. Jean going to turn in. Jean turns in to give Leigh man, spins back out and round, and he's into guard position again. This is incredible.
You just know in this fight, one mistake is going to prove fatal for one of these men. They are both so quick to seize the opportunity.
They certainly are. The canters, you know, it's counter upon counter upon counter. These guys are a fine example of mixed martial arts. Jean trying to keep his heels in, tucked into Leigh's hips for the control. Leigh trying to get the strike. Jean's worked in for the triangle. Can he work the triangle choke? Leigh's head slips out. The triangle's gone.
Amazing start to this round. It's still only round one, and we've had so much already. Totally living up to its top of the bill.
Leigh able to shoot short, sharp shots in there. Cashing Jean in the face. Jean
What a first round, Rob. What a first round.
Excellent.
And as the action starts, here we go again. Right, and as they tie up into the corner here, I'm going to hand over the technical side to Rob here.
Both men tying up well. Both men looking very, very sharp at the moment. Leigh and Jean both tying up high against the side of the cage. Leigh hooking a leg through, trying to get his arm in underneath to work for the guillotine. Those back strikes will take a toll. Jean with a single leg takedown, he does well. Leigh moves to the guard position. Leigh on his back holding guard position. Turning well, using the cage to his advantage to turn his back to the cage and keep his head towards the cage.
Well, they're in that position, Rob. Who did you think took that first round?
It's a very, very hard fight to call. I wouldn't want to be one of those judges out there at the moment, Malcolm. Jean at the moment throwing strikes. He's using that forearm as we've seen so frequently, Malcolm.
But Leigh's a very cool customer, isn't he? He'll soak this up and be looking for his own counters, as we saw in round one.
He certainly will at the moment. Both guys doing very, very well to exchange techniques, exchange punches. This is a very, very well matched fight. And like I say, one of the most anticipated fights today. And what a cracker it's paying off to be. Jean with his arm across Leigh's throat, making it hard for Leigh to breathe. Both men working well on the ground at the moment.
Do you think this is the right tactics by Jean here? Keeping him down, keeping on top, staying in the mount, because I can't see Leigh getting tired. They're both such fit men, so is this the right tactic?
It seems to be working for both guys. I mean, Leigh looks comfortable down there, although he's on his back and Jean's in the guard, you know. Both guys look very, very comfortable.
The one thing I want to ask is, because before, from these sort of positions, when he's expended a lot of energy, if there is a fault with Jean, we have seen him tire before, haven't we?
We have, and Jean has punched himself out, or as you say, tired himself out very early. But I know he's put a lot of training in for this one.
And the fight with Andy Cooper was a prime example. He expended a lot of energy. Andy was still there, but eventually Jean got his second win and won with the choke. But Leigh might be a step up from that.
I think this one's going to be a case of who's hungriest, who wants this the most. Both these guys, as we've seen, are very evenly matched. As you can see from that, it's literally strike for strike.
Excellent work by both men. Hold it in the middle, both
And again, they're expending a real amount of energy here, aren't they? They're going for broke in this round with one round still to go. You don't want it to end.
Certainly not. I mean, they've held this position for a while now. I'm not sure how the judges would perceive this at all. You know, given the first round, given this round, I'd hate to be a judge at the moment.
Yes, I'm afraid I've got splinters in my bum from sitting on the fence, but this is just so good.
There you go, Jean Silva trading strikes with Leigh Remedios at the moment. Leigh Remedios holding guard position and keeping Jean Silva in a guard position.
We're coming up to the end of the round as well. As you said, so tight. If it stays like this, maybe a draw and a rematch, because at the moment, as you said, I certainly wouldn't want to separate them. The corners are getting ready. They know the time's coming up. I would not want to be one of those three judges.
Definitely not. Jean's looking good. Jean blowing a kiss to the crowd. Both men stood up, back to their feet.
Yes, he was actually blowing a kiss at one of his fans. Incredible.
Both men looking ready for this. Good leg kick by Leigh Remedios. Oh, and it's a knockout. It's all over. A Jean Silva.
Knockout punch in the